Hello and welcome to my channel today. Today I'm gonna talk about my criminal book collection. I am obsessed with criminal books, and today I'm gonna show you how much books I bought with my own money. Without further introduction, let's go into the video. So one thing to mention before I start with the books is that my native language is Bulgarian, and basically every single title of a book or a name of an author will be written in Bulgarian. But you don't have to worry about that because I will say every single author name and you can search the books by yourself. So the first author which I'm gonna talk about is Robert Galbraith, but this is not her real name. Her real name is J.K. Rowling. Yes, the famous J.K. Rowling who wrote the books about Harry Potter. This woman wanted to get known for the type of stories which she's writing, not because she's already famous of the books of Harry Potter. And that's how her name Robert Galbraith came. This is her first book. Fun fact, I read the second book before the first one because I didn't know that there is a book before that. And I also have watched the TV series of which she is exclusive producer. But I suggest you first to read the books, then to watch the series, so you can see if there are any differences and which you like more. Yes, usually people prefer to watch the movie to don't read the book, because that saves time. I agree with this, but still when you read the book, the feeling is different. This woman, Robert Galbraith, already have 5 books. I read them all, I like them all, and I definitely recommend you, if you have time, buy at least one book, read it, and comment below what you think about her. So the second author for which I'm gonna talk about is a Canadian woman named Lois Penny. All her books are about one small village called 3 Pines, which you can't find in any modern map. In the books it said that you have to get lost to find it. And that's how the main character, aka the detective, found it. He got lost and found it because there was neither a single map which shows the way how you can get there. I fell in love with her books because she showed a connection between the neighbors, which is super rare and you can't find here. Basically, in the country where I live, I haven't seen so nice neighbors, which she describes in her books. This is her first one. They are 12 at all. I have read them all and I love them. She writes great books and I really suggest you to read them. Comment down below if you haven't already and what's your opinion about them. So the third author which I'm gonna talk about is a British duo named Nikki French. Basically, these are 2 people named Nikki Jarrett and Sean French, married couple, and that's how they decide to combine their names into one. This is their first book which I have read. It's called Black Monday. Basically, all of their books about the main character are named after the days of the week. Up to now, I have read up to Saturday. I don't know when will come the Sunday, but I gladly will read it. I always read the description of the books before I buy them. And this is how I fell in love with this. I thought that it would be really interesting, and that's how it happened. Basically, they chose the days of the week because that's when the main action happened. For example, in this book, the main action, which is a kid disappearing, Matthew, disappeared on Monday, and that's why they call it Black Monday. If you have read any books by this author, please comment down below and share their opinions. I will love to hear what you think about this author. The fourth author which I'm gonna talk about is James Delargy. He is born in North Ireland, but he has worked in many other countries all over the world, including South Africa. This is his first and debut novel. He doesn't have more up to now. I have checked before, I think like a month. Yeah, I need to check again. He hasn't published any more, and I would love to read more of this because sadly for me this book ended with open ending and I want to know what has happened. Basically, I'll spill out the end. The kids of the detective went missing and nobody's telling. Did they find them? Didn't they? What is going on? I want to know. Yeah, and this is basically why I want the second book though. It's really good. I really liked it. Basically, a little bit I fell for the cover because look at it. It's so sick. No, really, I don't know who is making the covers of the books, but they look really good. And one of the reasons why I buy books is this. So if you have read this book by James Larry, again, comment below and tell me your opinion about it. Author number 5 is the Norway author Hugh Nesbø. Basically, I have read only the books about the detective Harry Hole, but I fell in love with them. This is the first one with which the journey of the detective starts and you get to know it. And to be honest, for all the people who don't like to read big books, this is the smallest one. The others are getting bigger. So if you don't like read big books, I don't suggest you to read this. Because if you start, you have to finish it. I mean, come on. Who starts the first book and didn't read all of them? They are 12. I have read them all, and to be honest, I kind of wish that there was more books about this person. But a lot of things, a lot of adventures happened to Harry, and I'm sorry that his relationships kind of end bad. But read these books and tell me your opinion about them. Author number 6 is P.D. James. This author has only 3 books, and again, I have read them all, and as all the books which I show you up to now, I love them. This is the first book. Again, a little bit I fell for the cover because it looks mystery, so dark, like something's gonna happen. It's named The Killing of the Housewife. Basically, there is a family which has paid to a woman to clean, to cook, basically what a housewife is doing. Someone has killed her during a rainy night. And the detective gotta find who did it. Was it someone of the family? Someone from the outside? I'll let you to read it and then tell me in the comments if you know who has done it. I know the answer, but I'm not gonna tell you because I'll ruin everything. I like spoilers, but only on the movies. Don't tell me on the books because you really will ruin everything for me. So, if you haven't read anything, again, read by P.D. James. It's a really good book and I definitely recommend you to read it. The seventh author which I'm gonna talk about is another Norway author named Karin Fossum. This is the only book which I have read from her. It's called The Devil Holds the Candle. But it's really interesting and maybe in the future I definitely will read more books about her. Everything what is narrated in this story is about the most famous and beautiful boy of the town, Andreas, who went missing. Day before that, he and his friend are involved of an accident with a baby who sadly dies from this accident. And now they have to find him if he's alive. So I will leave you to understand what happened to this boy. And are these two accidents connected? The missing of the Andreas and the death of the baby. What do you think? Are they connected or it's a total coincidence? Comment down below if you have read it or when you read it, what's the answer? The 8th author for whom I'm gonna talk about is John Varen. Sadly, I have read only 2 books about him because I couldn't find the others in paper. They were only for reading online and I don't like reading books online that much. I prefer to feel the book, to hold it in my hands and to read the story with my eyes on paper. This is one of the books which I have read and it's called Think About a Number. Basically, there is one man who thinks about a number and then he gets a letter with the same number for which he thought about. And he got creeped out from any number possible how this person has guessed his number. It basically does a whole story about who is this person who sent the letter, how they guessed the number, and all the things. Again, this book is not very thin, so for all the people who don't like to read big books, I suggest you to read it, but I don't know whether you like it. John Varen, great author. If you have read something by him, I really would love you to tell me in the comments. The ninth author for which I'm gonna talk about turned out to be Norwegian again. I don't know how I always find Norwegian authors, but luck, I guess, is Samuel Björk. Sadly, he has only 3 books, but I have read them all and I can tell that give him a try, give him a read, you won't be disappointed. Well, if you love criminal books, of course. This is his first book. It's called Travel Alone. For what he talks about, this book is one 6-year-old girl of who the detective found a body. Under one of her nails, they have found the number 1, which means that she won't be the only one who will die or who is dead. Sadly, the granddaughter of the detective is involved in that, and he had to save her. Did he do it? Didn't he? I'll leave this to you to find out when you read the book. If you have read it already, as always, comment down below your opinion about it. I really would love to hear it. The next author which I'm gonna talk about, aka number 10, is Randall Silvis. Sadly, I have read only 1 book by this author, but I love it as much as the others which I have showed you up to now. As always, I read the description before I buy the book, and I decided to buy it because I thought that the story will be interesting, and I really like what they were telling in this description. So, this is the book which I bought from him. It's called Draft. Simply just Draft. How you can see, it's a hit thriller, aka For My Eyes. This is what actually caught my eye as well. It's about one teacher who is accused that he has killed his whole family. The detective knows who is this teacher and that he's a nice and good person, and it's impossible that he will do something like that. Will he understand what's the truth? What is happening? I'll leave this you to decide when you read the book, if you haven't already. If you have read it, comment down below what's your opinion and did you like it. The last author, aka number 11, for whom I'm going to talk about in this video is Clive Costler. Again, I have read only 1 book by this person, but to be honest, I liked it. It was a bit different from what I have read up to now, but it's definitely worth it, so give it a chance. This is the book which I have read. It's called The Revenge of the Emperor. The reason why I bought it is this card down there. They talk about Formula 1. Basically, I thought it would be more about Formula 1, but basically it was like 1-2 pages. They measured it very shortly, but this was my reason why I bought it, and it turns out that the book is not that bad at all. They're talking about Napoleon, battleships, treasure, and basically there are people who want to find the treasure before the Battlons. If you gotta explain to kids, this is what the book is about. It's really interesting, and if you have read more books by this author, please comment down below and tell me what do you think about them. So these are all the criminal authors and books which I have read. If you have read them or have any opinion, please comment down below. I would love to read what you think about these books. Also, if you know any other authors or books by these authors which I showed you, which are related to criminal, again, comment down below. I'm searching for new books, and I hope that I can find them in my country. Please don't suggest me books which are available only in your country, because that way I won't be able to read them. So, that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I will listen to suggestions for the next videos which I'm gonna post, and that's all for today. Love you all. Bye!